Good morning and a happy Wednesday to everyone. It's hump day, and I don't have class day, so I'll take the car day because things. So it's I have to say, when it comes to just news and everything else going on, this week has been particularly hard for me. I have to say, especially just because the news not only hits at a public level, but it also hits at a personal level. And for the people who know what I'm talking about, I'll just go from there. But of course, the first thing that came around last Saturday was the Humboldt bus crash, and that was a big deal because when you have those many lives that have the potential to do many great things, and then just something so random and so freaky just takes everyone out, it is just a tragedy, and it's hitting everyone in the hockey community right now extremely, extremely hard. We all had our sticks out in the porches and doing what we can to at least try to it's like it. And I think about vehicular crashes when involving major sports teams. Remember the one from 2016 where the entire Brazilian soccer team was perished in a plane crash, and I remember that one. And even though I'm not a very diehard soccer fan, it still's just that those many lives that were in a single vehicle for a single purpose, and just things just happen, and it just hurts, and then of course on Tuesday, or actually Monday night, finding out about my old friend from Missouri, Jan Stringberg, and her battle with cancer is now over, and it's just it's hard. I think about many of my fellow Women on Wheels members who I'm not as active as I used to be, because of life and everything that changed after the end of 2013. But there are many of us that keep in touch via social media and through what we can, email and things like that, and we've all just gone on to other things and just living our lives, and it's just time, and our friends come and go, and not because of any positive or negative, it's just because of the normal path of life, and it's just sad. And I posted something on Facebook about Jan, and that photo that I posted, I kept that one to myself for quite a long time. And when she messaged me that, I was just so happy that she was enjoying swimming in my jersey. That was an extra large, by the way, so to put that to scale, and for someone who really doesn't do much hockey and knows that I do, it was really funny just to see that smile on her face, and that she really appreciated that. And I mean, I couldn't really do much else in regards to, because she's all the way out in Missouri, and after I moved back to California in early 2014, there was really no way that I could find my way back to the Midwest in a efficient fashion. Now I hope to do it again. I hope to come back to the Midwest, for good reasons, and to visit people and things like that. And I'm hoping that school and life will be kind to me and continue to be kind, so that will be able to happen. And that's the best I can do. I got about a month left in the semester at Cal State Long Beach, and a little over a month and a half left at Fullerton, and then transitioning over into the 2018 summer camp season. It's there's always something going on, but one of the biggest things it can do is just focus on balancing everything, and it's really practice. I'm learning here as I go, and trying to adjust a few things in my life so that I can achieve the such practice that we need and that we need to do, so that we can stay sane and balanced as schedules don't allow us to do all the time. Which it brings me to other questions I have. Is how do I fit more time to work out, and how do I spend more time to develop myself personally, and all these other questions that we just that I just ask myself a lot. And, it's I'm going to have to kind of do some research on that. So I'm coffeeing right now. I'm on my way to work. And it's, it's one of these kind of weeks where I just kind of have to just process everything that's going on and really just take a step back and go, this is just a lot. Holy jeez. So if I had to add to my, on happier news, and I will say, is that when it comes to professional hockey games and being able to see them, with it being the last week of the season, I had the fortunate circumstance in the last week to have been able to not go to just one, but 3 professional hockey games and just watch and not play. And it was very different and weird. And it all started 2 Saturdays ago when I was in a conversation with somebody, and I was like, I just realized that the Ontario Reign are playing the Cleveland Monsters at Ontario. And I looked at the tickets and realized, like, with the service charge, it only came up to like $25, and I had my motorcycle. So I just decided, you know what? I have enough time to get there. I'm going to ride to Ontario and just watch this game. So I decided to do that. And then the following Wednesday, which was last week, I get a message from a teammate. It's like, hey, you want to go to the Ducks game? And I just happened to be up the street, less than 10 minutes away because of my school location. And so I ended up watching the Ducks game, and I'm going, oh wow, it was the game that the Ducks clinched a playoff spot. That was a pretty crazy time. And then on Saturday, I had the chance to go to the Dallas Stars game, the final game of the season, which I enjoyed everything around the game. The score, I'm not going to even talk about. So that was, but just the fact that I even had the chance to do that, it's like one of those kind of things where you have those little dreams that you think about and things that you'd like to do, but just never have the chance to or aren't able to easily. And then somehow things just happen and they just happen. And, I thought that just made for some amazing times, and that was really, really cool. So very grateful for that and all that. On other good news, I also found out on Saturday that I know it's been a couple months, but Eleanor is finally getting looked at the shop. Yeah, I know. This entire time that I've been waiting for Eleanor has not been because there's been no parts available or that they can't figure out what's wrong with her. It's the fact that she's been sitting for the last 2 months because no one has been able to get to her. Now, I'm going to emphasize the no one part. It's the one tech that's allowed to work on her hasn't been able to get to her. So the good news is that she's on the rack with Uncle Robert, and I am hoping that I'm going to get her back in the next 2 weeks. We'll see what happens and see how long it's going to take him to finish what he's doing, because my work was preceded with a complete engine rebuild on another client, and God knows how much that costs. I wasn't even asking for a complete engine rebuild. I was just looking for a valve adjustment, figuring out where my hydraulic fluid went on my clutch, and a hug. That's really all I needed. Of course, sometimes hugs can take a while. So that's the long and short of that. So in regards to just the upcoming week and things like that, it's just we're in a lull hockey-wise. The Lady King season ended 2 weeks ago, and it's still up in the air when we're going to start again. So I don't have hockey for the next couple. At least hockey in a structured fashion on a Friday night. Of course, I get called in as a free agent at times, and I happily oblige because, it's always a mixed bag who I end up playing with. So I'm good with that. Sometimes the best kind of games are the ones that surprise. So I think that there's a happy lull right now in regards to just life. It's still busy as heck. It always is busy as heck. And, and it even comes with rando things. Like, yesterday, I'm dealing with equipment fitting issues when it comes to my goalie gear. Had a pair of custom goalie pants that are brand new and armored to the nines, but they're a little too long and they're affecting my movement, so that ended up getting a little bit of a consultation from an expert. And when I mean expert, I mean fellow teammate who happens to work with costumes a lot or has had experience working with costumes, and we came to the conclusion that I needed 2.5 inches lopped off the bottom of my pants. And so my brand new goalie pants that were sold to me stock, okay, mind you, they're stock, for people who are technically taller than me, have to be shipped back so that they can be repaired and altered properly and then sent back to me. So I'm hoping I'm going to have about 2.5 inches lobbed off of that, and then we're just going to go from there. So that's another little thing going on. I mean, in other news, the Oklahoma teacher walkouts are entering their 8th day now. So they're still walking out. There's a lot of still mess in the teacher world. I'm trying to avoid the news as much as possible, so that I can avoid the amount of face palming I have to do to myself, because I prefer to use my free hand for coffee. I realize that when I'm doing these broadcasts, I'm usually doing them so early in the morning that most people are either on their way to work or nowhere to be seen, and that's okay. Sometimes I'll do these in the morning, and my East Coast people will respond. It just depends on what's going on. But I will say for this week, I'm taking advantage of the fact that other school districts right now are on spring break. Fullerton decided to take theirs the week before Easter, as you know. So our spring break is over, but at the same time, I'm just riding on the light traffic that is brought forth by everyone else's spring break happening right now. I'm totally good with that. It's last couple days, even with the motorcycle, I've been able to get to my destinations in an extremely timely fashion, and it's been quite nice. And I haven't had to sit too long. It's always hit or miss on the 91. You don't know what's going to happen, so I just try to give myself enough of a window. But that's really kind of the best you can do. So I am learning at the same time that $1 coffee refills at the gas station, and it's like the good stuff from Seattle's Best. I'm going, okay. I don't have the means right now or the space to justify a coffee machine. And Keurig is kind of a waste. But the $1 coffee refills on an occasional basis is much cheaper than Starbucks. So it's good stuff. Anyway, time is always something that we're looking for. How to make things fit, how to do about 75 things at the same time to fit in the same slot. Other reasons why I bring the car on Wednesdays is occasionally I like to take a nap, and my car is my capsule, so that works out too. I like my car. It comes in handy at times. I used to be able to sleep on my bike when my back wasn't so weird, and I used to actually be able to lay right on the seats of my motorcycle and just do that, but can't do that like I used to, and it's not as comfortable anymore, so I'm just gonna have to pass on that. So anyway, if anyone is out there and listening, it's just I hope you have a good day, and that this is just another one of those commuting follies that I like to talk about, because what else do I have to do other than listen to heavy metal and stare at the freeway and just make sure I stay between the lines. If there's anything else that I could be doing right now, there's a lot of things I'd rather be doing right now. Fishing, I'd like to go fishing again. That's been hard. I'd like to go airsofting again. Of course, the last opportunity I had, it was kind of stamped out because of WonderCon, but WonderCon only happens once a year, so I can't really argue with that. Aside from that, just looking for places to breathe as normal. But like I said, I hope you all are okay, and that everyone is hanging in there, and that whatever you do today, just make it about as great as you can, because that's all we can do. And I'm driving eastbound, so you can only see half my face right now, but it is a bit on the sunny side. So that's pretty much what I got today. Said, any other questions you have, you can always throw them in the comments when you play back, and be safe, everyone. Just watch out for each other.